Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, July 10th, 2017. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. In the immortal words of former 76ers GM Sam Hinkie, sometimes you just gotta trust the process. And apparently the process is alive and well for rising second-year man Tristen Escolastico. After starting off his season with a solid top 10 effort back at the New York Pro, the former North American champ seems to be getting along pretty well these days. Last week, some new video surfaced of Escolastico throwing down a little impromptu posing session back in his home state of New Jersey, where he gave his fans a sneak peek at what he's been working on lately. When he's in shape, we've seen Escolastico be able to hold his own against some of the sport's heavy hitters. And if he slips into the right lineup, I can definitely see him finding a way to push through into the top 3 somewhere down the road. It feels like there's so much talent at the top of the bikini division these days that it almost takes a Herculean effort to be able to separate yourself from the herd. But somehow I get the feeling that's not bothering Natalia Soltero too much these days. Earlier this week, Soltero absolutely blazed the stage at the New York Pro, cruising to her first pro win and really establishing herself as one of the more dynamic new athletes we've got in the division. Recently, Soltero floated some video from a couple of early morning training sessions as she gears up to make her first career Olympia appearance just under 3 months from now. If you can remember back to last year when Courtney King came in and crushed it at the New York Pro, things on the Olympia stage wound up turning out pretty well for her. And if she can keep her eyes on the prize, maybe Soltero will be fortunate enough to repeat those fortunes. For the last few years, the men's physique Olympia found a way to keep things interesting as guys shuffle around the top of the leaderboard. And if I had to put my money on one athlete coming into this year to make a serious jump, I'd have a hard time not going with the name Logan Franklin. Coming off his huge win at the Dallas Europa Pro back in early June, Franklin has been in the gym training like someone who's planning to make a serious sprint down the back half of his contest prep. Last year, we finally started to see some signs that Franklin might be ready to make the move up to the next level. But now that the time has finally arrived, it's time to see if the former NPC national champ is ready to step up into the spotlight. Speaking of guys ready to step up into the spotlight, is there anyone creating more buzz in the men's physique division right now than Sergi Constance? Less than a week after shocking everyone in the building with his huge win at the Chicago Pro, the international icon has suddenly turned himself into an immediate Olympia title contender. Late last week, a ridiculous-looking Constance dropped some video from a recent shoulder workout that probably left a whole lot of guys in the men's physique division scrambling to duck for cover. Time and again, we've seen athletes melt under the pressure of the Olympia lights because it's an entirely different animal. But if this guy can somehow manage to come in and pull out a win, we could be looking at a legitimate international star holding one of the sport's major titles for the first time in the age of social media. And that, my friends, is a pretty big deal. Well, the 4th of July might be in our rearview mirror, but I guess that doesn't mean that everyone has to be done celebrating. Late last week, a very patriotic-looking Marco Rivera was spotted going bombs away in another one of his monster leg sessions as he starts to work his way through phase 2 of his contest season. A few weeks ago, we saw a pretty solid version of Rivera battle his way to a 7th place finish up on the New York Pro stage in front of his hometown crowd. But when this guy really nails his conditioning, he's probably one of the more underrated athletes in the 212 division. If he can tighten up his conditioning just a little bit and pick his spots right, it's not hard to imagine a Marco Rivera sneaking in to grab a win and make his way back to the Olympia stage.